With the fall temperatures dropping below freezing at night, it's important that you think a little bit about how to protect your irrigation system. The biggest concern, especially in the fall where it's not frozen all the time, is your backflow. This is the key piece of equipment that will have issues during the cold nights. In general, your irrigation system that's below ground doesn't have any issues. The ground actually insulates the pipes from freezing, so unless it's consistently below freezing for a long period of time and we start seeing frost deep into the ground, your pipes typically do not have very many issues. But where it's exposed to the open air, this is where we often see issues and breaking in the irrigation system. So today I'm going to explain a little bit about what you can do when those temperatures drop below freezing. And we're going to talk about both wrapping your backflow and draining back your backflow. So to start out, wrapping your backflow is a fairly simple thing. Pretty much you want to make sure any exposed pipe that's above ground is covered up. You can use insulation for like inside a house and cover it with plastic. You can even use towels or blankets and cover those with a large plastic bag. The whole idea is to make sure it's covered all the way to the ground and all the way to where it enters the house, and tape it there with duct tape. This is only a quick fix. It doesn't solve an issue of winterizing your irrigation system, but it does work if you have a freeze coming and you're not able to get someone to service your system before that time comes. To properly service an irrigation system, you need to blow air through the entire system and get all the water out of the lines. That way, when that water freezes, it doesn't crack those lines and you have a good irrigation system come spring. So one of the first things you want to do when you're looking to drain your backflow is you want to take a look at these valves. When the valves are in line with the pipe, whichever direction it is, it's open. So first thing you want to do is shut it off. Once you've shut off both valves, then you want to go inside your house. It's typically in a utility closet or in your crawl space, and there's going to be a valve to turn the water off from inside your house to this point. It's a little cramped in here, but I'll see if I can explain to you what's going on with the pipes. So I'm in the crawl space, and this is the main line coming in from the main water line from the city. And you can see that it Y's off here. You'll see that one of these has a plastic Plex tubing on top, and the other one is copper. This copper one on the left, it is the one that goes straight up and actually goes out the side here. It elbows right there and goes right out to the backflow. When this handle is in line with the pipe, water can flow. I've already turned my water off to my irrigation system, so this is currently off. If I were to move this lever down to here, water can then flow through. So first thing you do when you're looking to drain your backflow is you come to this system and you move this handle up and close it off here. After you've then drained as much water as you can from the backflow outside, you come down here. There's this little nut here. It's called a weep nut. It's got a little tiny hole in the side, but you can take it all the way off. And if you just take it part way off, you'll notice that there's a little hole that will drain slowly right there. Oop, right there, you can see that hole in the side. It'll just have a little bit of water that comes out. Or you can take the entire thing off and it'll drain the pipe more quickly. But with this, it's going to shoot straight sideways if you have enough water pressure above it. So having that weep nut, you can point it directly into a little bucket or pot or a pan so that you can capture all that water. The whole idea is to drain it back so there isn't any water above this point in the pipe going up to your backflow that's outside. The next thing you want to do after you've got the water turned off is go ahead and take this line here. There's this little nut right here on the end. This is a weep nut. You take that off, and this will let all the water drain out. From now, open up these lines. After you've opened up the pipes to either end of this backflow, you have these little ports that open up. And as you open them up, you'll see water come out these sides. When it's under pressure, it'll actually spray out the sides. And you just turn them a quarter turn so that it's in line with the pipe leading out. And you let all the water drain out. This will allow air to get through here and allow more water to fall out the base as well. So now we've drained all the water out of this backflow down to here. We still have water that's from this side all the way down. So I have a couple different ports. This port I can open up and drain more water out, but again, there'll still be water from just below here all the way down. One of the last things you need to do is you can either turn on a valve at your clock, just turn any valve on, or you can do it manually. If you know where your valve boxes are, you can manually turn on a valve to drain all the water out of the main line into those lateral lines. Yes, there will still be water and there won't be any pressure, but there will be some water pushing into those lateral lines. But those lateral lines are below ground and are insulated by the ground, so have much less chance of freezing, while this will be the first part that freezes. So I have two things I can do. Right here are a couple of my lines, and there's a little, you see here, it shows you how to turn it on and off. Only turn it about a quarter turn. The quarter turn turns it on and will take the water from the main line, that's the lateral one coming across here, and push it into this lateral line that goes to the different irrigation heads. After you've let that drain, you can turn it back off. And that's what you want, is you want it to be in the off position. So for me, I also have a drain valve here. So for my system, the easiest way to know that all the water's out of the line is I can open this up and let it drain out there. So, but once that's drained, close that off. Because if I don't close this now, when I do push air through it, all the air is just going to leak through and I'm not going to get enough pressure to push air through the lateral lines, through the valves. Also, if I forget to close that and then turn my water on in the spring, I could run up a pretty significant water bill, because this would be an easy place for me to not notice that water's consistently running. Remember, draining your backflow is only one step in fully winterizing your system. It is helpful if the temperatures will drop below zero at night, but is not sufficient if the temperatures are going to be below zero for multiple days. Contact your local service provider to have your irrigation system fully winterized.